afternoon. To all of our students, parents, sisters, brothers, grandparents, members of all the families, to our faculty and staff, alumni, trustees, and everyone out there watching, I would like to welcome you to today's ceremony, which celebrates the Bridgton Academy class of 2020. In describing today's event, we're not using the terms graduation or commencement, which imply a gathering together of the whole community. It's the special ritual in which we all take part that signifies the completion of your studies at the Academy and the beginning of the next chapters of your life. At the end of my first year at BA, I marveled at the intensity of our graduation, the level of commitment to it by every member of the community, and the deep emotions that followed. Even the most stone-faced or cynical members of the class could be seen choking back a tear or two when saying goodbye to their classmates, friends, and mentors. Today's event is a little different. This, I would suggest, is the period at the end of the paragraph. A heartfelt recognition of what you've done this year, your awards and achievements, and the mark you've left on Bridgton Academy. We will start the program with Mr. Isaac announcing the athletic awards, followed by special recognition of two members of the faculty. We will then shift to academic recognition and all major school awards. Finally, we will end the ceremony announcing each member of the class of 2020. And while the period at the end of the paragraph will work well, we also really want to put an exclamation point on your year. And to that end, I'm announcing here for the first time that we'll be holding our class of 2020 commencement ceremony this summer, July 19th, at the Bridgton Drive-In, a location that will allow us to celebrate your achievements safely as a community. We will be sending more details about this event tomorrow. I know that there are those of you in the class who will not be able to attend in July for many reasons. And so, we will also capture the event on video, and we'll make sure you can see it on social media. We are excited to be able to host our graduation exercises this summer, and we look forward to gathering together as the strong community we are. Before we start our program, I want to share a few thoughts with you about the year, about your perseverance, and the legacy of the class of 2020 at Bridgton Academy. It's no stretch to say that these days, which we have experienced already, and which we will experience in the months to come, will define your generation. When you're old, you look back on these events and talk about what it was like to be in quarantine, to finish your last quarter of Bridgton at home, and to use the term social distancing in front of younger folks who will not get the reference. You'll talk about hardships. You'll remember when people made good decisions and bad. But hopefully, you'll recall the humanity and generosity of your friends, family, neighbors, teachers, and BA brothers. Those kids in 30 or 40 years are likely to roll their eyes and say some version of, "Okay, boomer," but you'll know in your heart that you lived through a challenging time. The modern idea of what a school is built on relationships. We are not monks sequestered away in a monastery, translating Greek and Latin, learning the Bible and ancient texts by heart. Instead, we rely on in-person relationships with proximity and real-time communication of questions, ideas, facts, skills, and expectations. Especially here at the Academy, which is a 24/7 educational community, we rely on living the experience in the presence of our mentors who are there to gently, and sometimes maybe not so gently, remind us of the expectations and guide us on our journey. We also rely on the presence of our classmates with whom we live, go to class, eat in the dining hall, play on teams, and walk the paths together. During the quarantine, we've had to abruptly and fundamentally change this dynamic. Our classes went online, and we've had to keep up relationships of all kinds through text, FaceTime, Zoom, among many other ways. While these vehicles can be productive and provide interaction with those who are important to us, they are not a replacement for the daily contact we are used to. In my own experience during the quarantine here at the Academy, I look forward each week to chapel so that I can see some of my colleagues in person. Mr. Cole, Mr. Burgess, Ms. Hanson, Pat and Joe Daly, Coach Witt, Mr. Gallery, and all the others who have taken part in that weekly broadcast. And during this time, gentlemen, you have taken on the challenges of completing your studies admirably and with a dedication that goes beyond what any of us could have anticipated. You've been in frequent contact with your teachers, advisors, and with each other. You've attended Zoom classes and advisor meetings. You've been diligent in completing your assignments and seeking help. And you've shown off your considerable Epicurean skills through the COVID confinement cooking challenge. You have impressed all of us and have represented yourselves, your family, and the Academy extremely well in the face of adversity. We're incredibly proud of you, and you should be proud of the effort and the achievements that we are here to celebrate today. In a great irony, never in history have there been more ways for us to communicate in real time on our phones, internet, social media, and all the rest. But what I think we found out is that these platforms are fine, but they leave us wanting. We are wired to be together. And even in the case of those who might live far away from us, whom we do not see often because of distance, we'd like to know that we could be with them if we wanted to. Right now, that's not possible. And after 2 months of social distancing, I've come to this realization. We are like Cheerios. You know how when you have that last bunch of Cheerios in your bowl, and they're floating in the milk, they want to stay together. Try as you might to separate them, they'll join back with each other. Scientists have studied this. And if you Google the Cheerios effect, you'll read about fluid dynamics, surface tension, magnetic interactions, molecular integrity. This is real, I'm not making it up. But it doesn't help my metaphor, so I'll just leave it to you to research that on your own. Instead, I'll ask this. Whenever you get to the floating Cheerios, I want you to think about the friends and family you're missing. Think about your BA brothers, and look forward to the day that we can all get back together again. Float around the world, joined at the hip, arm in arm, to celebrate each other, learn from each other, and take on the exciting steps of your life that are yet to come. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to the class of 2020. You've taught us about resiliency, about dedication, and especially about the inseparable bonds of the BA Brotherhood. Over the last 2 months, with distance and adversity, those bonds have only gotten stronger. With time and reflection, those bonds will only grow more valuable and cherished in your hearts. With that, I will turn the program over to our next speaker, Mr. Isaac. Good afternoon. It
it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present awards to many deserving recipients today. Recipients that are a cross-section of the class of 2020, representing the very best traits of a class of student athletes who shared many great times together at our contest, both as athletes and fans. The class of 2020 athletic teams will be long remembered for their perseverance, commitment to their development as student athletes, and most notably, their pride in wearing the Bridgton uniform. I will now present commencement awards for each of our Academy athletic teams, as well as our outing club. And our first award is the Golf Improvement Award. This award recognizes the athlete who demonstrated a high level of skill and sportsmanship, who consistently displayed the ideal traits of a Bridgton Academy student athlete. This year's honoree is Derek C. Rivard. Great job, Derek. The Justin A. DiSereno 96 Soccer Award. This award is presented to the student who exemplifies the spirit and the determination of Justin A. DiSereno, BA class of 1996. This year's honoree is Adal Berry. Congratulations, Adal. The Corey Smith 88 Memorial Award for Basketball. This award honors Corey Smith, captain of the 1988 basketball team, who died of injuries sustained in an automobile accident just 6 weeks before graduation. To honor his memory, the Corey Smith Memorial Award is made to a basketball player who exemplifies outstanding personal qualities on and off the court. This year's honoree is Miles S. Corey. Well deserved, Miles. The John D. Powers 91 Memorial Lacrosse Award. This award recognizes the player who has consistently modeled a team-first approach to the season, as well as a high level of skill and sportsmanship in the sport of lacrosse. This year's honoree is T. William Norman. Outstanding work, T. The John T. Favello 34 Hockey Award. This award honors John Favello, a member of the class of 1934 and longtime teacher and hockey coach at Bridgton Academy. At the time of his retirement in 1970, the Favello Hockey Award was established. The award is presented to a hockey player who has contributed most of the team through his drive, his desire, and his example of sportsmanship. This year's honoree is Jake Robert Barsley. Great job, Jake. The Douglas R. Avery Baseball Award. Presented in honor of retired faculty member and coach, the late Doug Avery. This award is presented to a player who has shown a strong commitment to making himself a better player, has shown a commitment toward improving the team, a willingness to lead by example, and above all, has a love for the game. This year's honoree is Camden Alexander New. Congratulations, Camden. The Tom C. Austin Football Award. The Tom C. Austin Football Award was established by Mr. and Mrs. Martin DeFelice, whose son Martin was a member of the class of 1967, to honor Bridgton County football coach Tom Austin. The award is made to a young man on the football team who has exhibited through the school year outstanding qualities of character, desire, and intensity in all endeavors undertaken. This year's honoree is Wellington Pereira. Great job, Wellington. The Alexander D. Harry Jr. 58 Improvement Award. Al Harry graduated from Bridgton Academy in 1958. He played offensive guard on the football team and was a very popular member of the squad. After BA, Al matriculated at the University of Rhode Island, from which he graduated in 1962. He then volunteered for the Naval Aviation Training Program and became a naval aviator. Tragically, he lost his life in a flight training accident in 1965. His classmates, relatives, and friends established this award to be given, in Mr. Harry's memory, to the most improved football player at BA. Al was married to Mary Ann Morris, who has also established a scholarship in his honor. Mary Ann, a former member of our Academy's Board of Trustees, has been a stalwart supporter of Bridgton Academy in recognition of the year that made the difference for her loving husband, Al. This year's Alexander D. Harry Jr. 58 Improvement Award honoree is Michael Odina Anizoto. Great work this year, Michael. The Athletic Directors Award. The Athletic Directors Award is a Team Achievement Award. It is presented to the Academy Athletic Team who has earned the highest cumulative GPA over the course of the year. This year's honoree, with a team GPA of 3.29, is the basketball team. Tremendous achievement, all of you. The Sportsmanship Award. The Sportsmanship Award is the highest award presented by the Athletic Department. Awarded based on nominations by coaches, it is presented to the BA student who represents the school, his sport, and himself as the ideal of all Wolverine student athletes. This year's honoree is Liam Terrence O'Connell. Well deservedly. The Arthur P. Stebbins Jr. 67 Award. This award is presented to the student who, through his actions, has best demonstrated to the spirit and tradition of our Bridgton Academy Outing Club and/or our Wolverine Club. This year's honoree is Andrew Mears Campbell. Congratulations.
It's my pleasure to move to the next portion of our program. Ms. Panaka Hansen will present the academic awards.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. The first award is the Mission Achievement Book Scholarship. The Mission Achievement Book Scholarship is a unique award in that it is entirely funded by the faculty and staff of Bridgton Academy. The Mission Achievement Book Scholarship is presented to the student or students whom the faculty and staff feel best embodies the successful achievement of the Bridgton mission. The purpose of the scholarship is to help Bridgton Academy students offset the cost of books during their first semester of college. The faculty and staff of Bridgton Academy are proud to present the 2020 Mission Achievement Book Scholarships to 4 deserving young men. The first recipient is Michael Odina Anizoto. The second recipient is Mark Joseph Barrett. The third recipient is Bruce Santillis. And the fourth and final recipient is Kevin Jordan Yonku. I will now present the Faculty Award. Each year, the faculty makes an award to a deserving student. The Faculty Award is presented to a student who consistently demonstrates exceptional motivation and determination, and who also shows genuine concern for his fellow classmates. Will Hay, class of 2014 and current faculty member, received this award when he was a student. This year's honoree is Billy Dalmar Shake. The Phyllis B. Wakefield Class of 46 and 10 Award. This commencement award has been established by Mrs. Brenda Wiley to provide recognition each year at commencement to a deserving Bridgton Academy student. It is awarded in honor of Mrs. Wiley's mother, Mrs. Phyllis B. Wakefield, who was scheduled to graduate from the Academy in 1946, but due to a series of unique personal challenges and difficult circumstances, was not awarded her diploma until the commencement exercises of 2010. The Wakefield Award is given to a young man who, like Mrs. Wakefield, has overcome adversity and hardship to succeed at Bridgton Academy. The winner of the 2020 Phyllis B. Wakefield Class of 46 and 10 Award is Mark Joseph Barrett. The Diane C. Fabello Memorial Award. This award honors Diane Fabello, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John and Elaine Fabello. Mr. and Mrs. Fabello established the Fabello Memorial Award to be presented to a student who has demonstrated exceptional interest in and concern for his fellow students. And this year, we have 2 honorees. The first honoree is Cameron James Gilroy. The second honoree is Kevin Jordan Yonku. The Dennis O'Brien 67 Award. This award honors the late Dennis O'Brien, a member of the class of 1967, who went on to become an accomplished athletic coach and mentor to young men. A group of his classmates established the O'Brien Award to honor his memory. This award goes to that student who has consistently demonstrated sensitivity, warmth, and genuine concern for his classmates, along with a dedication to the academy. This year's honoree is Aaron H. Young. The Howe Award. The Howe Award was established in 1903 by Edwin Howe in memory of his wife, Annie, who graduated from Bridgton Academy in 1873. It is given to a student who is quietly outstanding as a person of dignity and worth. This year's honoree is Nathan Moore. The Richard R. Marcella Award. This award is made possible by the family of Justin A. Sands, class of 2001. It is presented to a student who, like Coach Marcella, possesses integrity, honesty, compassion, and commitment to pursuit of excellence in all areas at Bridgton Academy and beyond. The honored student must have embraced the academic and athletic challenges posed by both the Academy and himself, and worked consistently throughout the year to meet these challenges. This year, we have 2 honorees. The first honoree is Zachary N. Guerin. The second honoree is Jack Hughes LeBlanc. We now move on to the unveiling of our Academic Achievement Awards. The David D. Felice 67 English Improvement Award. The David D. Felice 67 English Improvement Award is presented to the student who has demonstrated the greatest improvement throughout the year in the academic subject of English. This year's honoree is Seamus Mann. And the last academic awards for today, the Dr. William Holt Awards. The Dr. William Holt Awards are given in memory of Dr. William Holt, a former president of the Board of Trustees, and his wife, Marjorie, who also served as a trustee. The Holt Awards are presented each year to the Academy's outstanding students in the disciplines of mathematics, English, computer science, history and social science, and physical and life science. This year's honoree in mathematics is Kevin Jordan Yonku. This year's honoree in English is Camden Alexander New. This year's honoree in computer science is Wyatt Friedlander. This year's honoree in history and social science is Gideon Francois Mallaby. And this year's honoree in physical and life science is Sean Terrence Trumper. Congratulations, gentlemen.
It is now my privilege to present 2 faculty awards. The Andrew F. Staub 04 Faculty Professional Development Award. This award recognizes a dedicated, skilled Bridgton Academy teacher and advisor who is a positive role model to students, an accessible, helpful instructor, and a passionate leader of our school. This year, we have 2 honorees. Our first honoree is Jamie Izarek. Come on, Jamie. I've asked Mrs. Izarek if she might say a few words today in recognition of this award.
Thank you, Mr. Mooney. Thank you so much for this award. It is such an honor. I feel so fortunate to be part of the Bridgton Academy community. I have the very best colleagues, I'm getting a little emotional, sorry, who support me and challenge me to be better every day. Without them, I would not be able to do my job, and I appreciate it and am grateful to them. To members of the class of 2020, thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. There's no greater joy that I have than watching you realize and accomplish your goals, hearing you ring that bell. Even when things get tough, and they did get tough this year, you persevered. You should be so proud of yourself, as we are proud of you. And this is just the beginning. Your future is so bright. You have so much to look forward to. Keep setting those goals. Keep working hard to accomplish them. Please stay in touch. We miss you. Congratulations, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The second recipient of the Staub Faculty Professional Development Award is David Rosen. Come on, Mr. Rosen.
Hello everyone. I'm honored to receive this award, and I believe that besides me there are many deserving people, and it is a privilege to work besides so many great educators and people here at the Academy. Any success represented by this was achieved as a result of collaboration on many levels, between me and my students and their willingness to engage in scientific thinking, collaboration between me and my colleagues to help design engaging lessons, and collaboration between the teachers and the leadership team here at school to create a well-balanced community. So I'm grateful for all of the collaboration that has led to the success of many of you out there. In closing, it feels nice to be recognized today, but it is important to recognize my wife, who supports me in many ways, particularly in allowing me the opportunities to devote time and energy to being a dedicated teacher. Thank you to everyone, and go Wolverines!
Thank you, Mrs. Izarek, and thank you, Mr. Rosen. Thank you for everything you do for our students, and I thank you for being here today. We will return to student recognition right now, and I am privileged and honored to present the final 10 awards that the school offers. The first is the Annie R. Horace A. Jr. and Martha B. Flint Improvement Award. This award is made possible by the legacy of the late Martha Flint, class of 1952, in memory of her mother and brother, who were also graduates of Bridgton Academy. It is awarded to that student who has demonstrated exceptional improvement in study habits, academic performance, and has shown sincere concern for the Academy. This year we have 2 honorees for this award as well. The recipients of this award are Dawson Center and Jacob Eckley Stearns. Thank you, Mr. Cole, for bailing me out on that. Thank you. Our next award, the Electra H. Fickett Outstanding Citizenship Award. The Electra H. Fickett Outstanding Citizenship Award was established by Colonel Richard Fickett, BA class of 1953, in honor of his grandmother, Electra. The award is presented to that student who could always be depended upon to do what is expected of all. This year's honoree, Justin Allen Mushrow. Congratulations, Justin. Next award is the Dr. Christopher Blanche 89 Award. The Dr. Christopher Blanche 89 Award is made possible by the parents of Dr. Christopher Blanche, BA, class of 1989. Christopher had to overcome much adversity prior to coming to Bridgton Academy. His achievement here was so significant that his parents made possible this award for perseverance. It is presented to a student who has shown strong self-development in academic achievement, often by surmounting impossible obstacles. This year's honoree, and I'm very proud to present this to him, is Samuel David Poliski. Our next award is the Russell A. Pitnoff Award. This award is given in memory of Russell A. Pitnoff, BA class of 1934, who never forgot Bridgton Academy, nor wavered in his pride at being an alumnus. It is presented to a student who similarly served the BA community and who takes pride in his experience here. Mr. Pitnoff is honored annually by his wife and son, who sponsor this award. This year's honoree is Bryant William Connolly. The Alumni Award is given to a young man who has excelled as a well-rounded student. The award recipient must typify the qualities alumni consider as the ideal for Bridgton Academy graduates, including high character, determination, compassion, respectfulness, and honesty. This year's honoree, Joseph Paul Franzoso. Our next award is the Captain Claude Duke Huff Award. The Huff Award honors Captain Claude Duke Huff, who graduated from Bridgton Academy in 1954. Captain Huff later established an award at the Academy for Outstanding Leadership. Captain Huff was an Air Force pilot. In memory of him, his family continues to sponsor this award. Captain Huff was posthumously inducted into the Bridgton Academy Hall of Fame. BA Campus Operations Director, Mr. Joe Daly, class of 1977, received this award at his Bridgton Academy graduation. This year's honoree is Bruce Antonio Saintelis. Congratulations, Bruce. Our next award is the Leland S. Buck 42 Award. The Leland S. Buck 42 Award is given to honor the memory of Lee Buck, a 1942 graduate who was killed in combat in World War II. It is presented to a student who contributed the most to the Academy through the example of character and helpful interest in school affairs. We're proud to present the award this year to Spencer Adam Hill. The Charles H. Gould Award is given to the student who has a strong spirit of loyalty to the Academy, has exercised wholesome and wise leadership, and has maintained sound academic standards. This year's honoree is Sean Terrence Trumper. The Headmaster's Award. The Headmaster's Award is presented to the student who is most outstanding in character, deportment, scholarship, and who was a good influence upon his fellow students. 2 Bridgton Academy alums currently on our staff were honored with the Headmaster Award at their graduations. They include Mr. Matt Burgess, class of 1988, and Mr. Matt Gallagher, class of 2009. The Headmaster's Award is the second award voted upon by the faculty and staff. It is also the penultimate award presented. This year's honoree is Wellington Pereira. The Edwin V. Spooner Memorial Award. The Edwin V. Spooner Memorial Award is given to the student the faculty and staff has identified as the most outstanding in general excellence of studies, loyalty, and uprightness of character. The Edwin V. Spooner Memorial Award is the first and most highly honored award voted upon by our faculty and staff. I'm proud to present this year's Spooner Award to Thomas Joseph Keefe. With our final student recognition, before we present the graduates, I want to bring back to the podium Ms. Benatman Hansen.
Thank you. I'm here to present the Addie M. Chadbourne Award. The Addie M. Chadbourne Award is presented to the highest ranking student in the graduating class. This student represents his class as valedictorian. Before I announce our valedictorian, I'm very proud to point out that we actually have 7 students who earned a perfect 4.0. Given the accomplishments of these high-achieving young men, to accurately determine our top-ranked student, we applied further data analysis, which included use of a 100 percentage point scale to more finely assess actual grades earned, and incorporation of an analysis of CAP-designated courses completed by each student with a 4.0 grade point average. Based on our metrics, we calculated individual weighted performances leading to our valedictorian decision. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege now to introduce to you our top-ranked students for the class of 2020, winners of the Addie M. Chadbourne Award, and our valedictorian honorees, Mr. Camden Alexander New and Mr. Liam Terrence O'Connell. Congratulations.
At this time, normally, we would have the graduates rise and come up to the stage to be presented with their diplomas. Today, I will read on the screen, and we will celebrate all together, hopefully all together, in July. But as I read the names, and as I look at the faces, and as you look at the faces, and as we practiced this yesterday, I was overcome with emotion and gratitude, a yearning to see all you students and families at this time. So, with that, please understand that we love you, and we want to see you again, and you've done amazing things this year, and you will continue to do amazing things. And with that thought, I share with all of us, the graduates of Bridgton Academy's class of 2020. Our first graduate is Michael Odina Anizoto. Bryson William Andrews. Kindred Ian Atwood. Jake Robert Barcelo. Adal Barrigan. Mark Joseph Barrett. Zahir J. Booker. Zachary Richard Boswick. Jalen Brooks. Ian Emmanuel Bird. Matthew Alexander Byron. Christopher Camille. Andrew Mears Campbell. Michael Christopher Canning. Braxton Ruark Cassidy. Dawson Center. Michael Pyers Chavez. Andrew John Cloutier. Zachary Ryan Coffin. Christian Kyle Lee Connor. Bryant William Connolly. Nicholas Clark Constantino. Miles S. Corey. Devlin David Edward Leo Costa. Aiden Sean Coyne. Armani Cruz. Tyler Dunham. Jake Christopher Egan. Elijah S. Elliott. Calvin Fogler. Nicholas Edward Foster. Joseph Paul Franzoso. Ethan R. Frenette. Wyatt John Pigeon Friedlander. Austin Shane Garrett. Zachary Ann Garin. Yoel Axel Gayer. Cameron James Gilroy. Garrett Thomas Goudreau. Scott Richard Graffam. Drew Thomas Gregor. Michael Joseph Greta. Daniel Guarino. Dawson James Gunlow. Daniel Halliman. Anthony Harris. Jack O'Neill Hayden. Ryan Healy. Theodore William Hendrickson. Kevin Joseph Hennessy. Spencer Adam Hill. Patrick Brian Hilton. Harley James Huddleston. River Cade Jackson. Jackson Reed Kamenek. Thomas Joseph Keith. Latre Anthony Cornegay. Jonah Abraham Kirker. Nolan James Kwasny. Jack Hughes LeBlanc. Kevin P. Lynn. Nicholas Jacob Locantor. Jared Lewis Longo. Gideon Francois Mallarby. Seamus Mann. Jacob Bella Waters Marks. Ippolit Paul Matucha. Philip Peter McCarthy. Kieran McGrath. Lucas Grant McKenna Jr. Marcus Richard McHugh. Brendan Tyler Mello. Wilder Wallace Meyer. Nathan Moore. Ibrahim Samir Muhammad Denson. Justin Allen Mushrow. Camden Alexander New. T. William Norman. Liam Terrence Ocon. John Odette. Cole Peter Parker. John Kellogg Paw. Wellington Pereira. Curtis Perry. Michael Plaskin. Graham Allen Pogue. Samuel David Poliski. Cole Hunter Reed. Derek C. Rivard. Joseph Robinson. Yakil Saint. Bruce Antonio Saintelis. Jasper Sanders. Cameron H. Schlegel. Daniel Conway Shaughnessy II. Billy Dalmar Shake. Ryan Robert Sidney. Arthur Charles Snow. Drew Stafford. Jacob Eckley Stearns. Aiden Terabecchia. Derek James Thomas II. Cameron G. Tower. Sean Terrence Trumper. Jared Walker. Quinn Charles Walton. Clifford Ryan Ward. John Gerard Weiner. Olin Christian Witt. Kevin Jordan Yanku. And Aaron H. Young. I am going to applaud the class of 2020 with our production team, and I hope we're all home standing and cheering for these guys because they deserve it, and I'd like to be able to hear those cheers from here. Before we conclude our ceremony for today, I want to thank especially the folks who helped to make this production happen and will certainly help to make the July 19th production happen. For today, I'd like to thank Banaka Hansen, our producer, Sven Cole, our director of photography, Aaron Isaric, Jessica Priola, and the incomparable Honorable Deb Dutton for all of their help. Certainly Mr. Burgess, a big thank you to Mr. Burgess for his assistance in conducting our awards voting process, which wasn't easy through online methods. We'll thank him for that. And I want to thank our operations team, Pat and Joe Daly, for all of their help in setting this up. Of course, thank you to all the members of our faculty and staff and their families for their support of you, class of 2020, all year, and for their support of each other in this community during this time. A couple of housekeeping announcements. Diplomas and awards. You'll be getting an electronic invitation from the school tomorrow for the July 19th graduation ceremony. At that time, you'll be able to let us know if you can be here or not on that night. If not, we'll be happy to mail diplomas and awards to you. And if you're going to be here, we'll hold on to them and present them at that time. If you have not yet picked up your stuff from campus, and if you've made arrangements with Mr. Burgess to do so, but would rather wait until July 19th, please let Mr. Burgess know. We can take care of that for you. Thank you, class of 2020. Thank you, parents. Thank you, families. Thank you to the staff for everything you do for our students, for everything you do for the academy. I hope that this is our last online graduation ceremony. It is not the same without you. With that, I say to you, the second to last time, as the class, we'll say it one more time. But go in peace, Wolverines. Do good work.